if you have aquariums or even a koi pond, you're going to need air for the fish. This is a fail-safe, and there's a little story behind that. This thing runs on batteries, so if your power goes out, the pump keeps running. I'm not going to go into the details of the story, but I lost a lot of fish because I lost electricity. And I have a koi pond. It was technically overpopulated with fish. It had a waterfall and a stone pump, and with no electricity, there was no oxygen going in, and with the overpopulation, lost everything. I had 24 koi that were a little over, I think the shortest one was 24 inches. Lost everything. So I'm getting ready to get geared back up, put fish back in my pond, and hence the battery pump for backup. For people that like unboxings, this did come in a box. It came in a very sturdy box, and it had styrofoam on top and bottom of the pump, so it was very well packed. Let me show you what else was in the box. Okay, in the box you're going to have a user manual, and it tells you all the things that you really need to know. If you're going to use these for aquariums, this will do several aquariums. There are 6 pieces of a hose and 6 air stones. I have the air stones over in a container pre-soaking. They recommend you do that in the owner's manual. And then you've got a 6-position manifold. You can control the airflow on each of these. Now they do make a 4-stone version of this with a manifold for 4. Mine, I got the one with 6. You got a piece of tubing here that goes on here. And this is a critical thing, if you're going to use this on an aquarium and this is going to be floor mounted, then you'll need to use this one-way valve. It's an anti-siphon valve so that you don't get water in the pump. It's not waterproof. It's mist-proof, but it's not waterproof. So it's not submersible, and you can't put it in direct rain. It does have a little power supply, plugs into the back, and it's reasonably quiet. I'll turn this on. Now that's on the lowest setting right there, and if I unplug the cord, it's still going to run because it does have a battery pack inside. Shows you your voltage on your battery pack, and it puts out a fairly significant amount of air. I'll turn it all the way up, and that's all the way up, and they suggest you mount it on a piece of rubber, some kind of a rubber pad, to help isolate further the small amount of noise that it does make. So I am going to hook this up and give you a demonstration of how it works out in my koi pond. So I will get all this hooked up and I'll meet you out there. All right, I'll start off by saying that the LCD is very easy to see. All right, I'm going to spread these stones out a little bit. Now, since this is not waterproof, I actually intend to put this up on my porch. So until I have time to do that, this is just going to be a temporary installation just to show you what it does. For those that don't know, I work over 100 hours a week. I'm away from home, and it's going to be a little bit before this is a permanent installation. But I want to turn that on, see what kind of airflow we get. All right, that's on the lowest setting, and since I have a common manifold, some of these are deeper than others, so you would actually have to adjust the airflow on the ones that are in shallower water. Now if you're putting these in an aquarium, each aquarium can have its own setting through this manifold. I'm going to turn the pump up. That's about halfway. So you can adjust each one of these independently, and then if you have an aquarium, each one of these can go in a separate aquarium. Now that's with the air cranked all the way up. Now I don't think my mic's picking this up. I can't hear it over the waterfall. So I can hear the bubbles, I can hear the waterfall, I cannot hear the pump. And just so you know, my microphone is right here. So I'll get down a little closer to it. If I listen really close, I can just barely hear the pump. And I doubt that the microphone's picking it up. The bubbles and the waterfall are significantly louder than the pump is. Now, like I said, if you're going to have aquariums that are up on a rack and this is going to be on the floor, you're going to need to run that check valve. As long as you keep the pump at least 10 inches higher than your water, you're not going to have to worry about the check valve. What I am going to do, since this is not waterproof, this will go up on my porch, and this main line right here, I will have a longer version of that out to the manifold. You see what the airflow is right now. I'm going to unplug the pump, and it's now running on batteries, and I see no change in the airflow at all. I'm going to turn it down to about 50%. The lower you run this when you're on batteries, the longer it'll run. It will run up to 8 hours on the lowest setting. Don't know exactly what it'll do on the highest setting. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You could build a system like this with your own inverter and your own battery and your own battery charger, but you're going to be way into it deeper as far as money goes if you build your own system. This is all self-contained, and with as many hours as I typically work, self-contained sounded excellent to me. So this is going to give me the peace of mind I need to go ahead and get some fish back in here. And I think this, for the money, is just a heck of a deal. I'll put a link in the description. So I'm going to say, if you are interested in aquarium stuff, they have a lot more aquarium supplies than they do pond supplies. This just happened to be what I was looking for an emergency power ready air pump, and I'm not going to overpopulate my pond again. I learned my lesson from that. This is going to give me what I need. I don't have a battery backup system for the waterfall. That would be an asset also. But check these people out. They got a lot of stuff in the aquarium supplies, and if the rest of their stuff is as good a quality as what this is, I think you'll be happy with it. So hey, listen, if you have any questions about this, let me know. I try to answer any question that shows up in my comments. It may take me a day or two to get to it. I am gone 100 hours a week, and I have little time frames during the day when I can stop and read comments and questions. So put it in there. If you go look at my other videos, I don't think there's any question on any video that I haven't answered. If there is, I just haven't seen it yet. So throw them in there. If you want me to test something specifically on this, like how long will it run on full power on batteries, I'll do a test on that one day when I'm home. And anything you want to know about the waterfall, the pond, I dug this by hand. Everything's hand built, homemade. I'm going to be doing some filter stuff sometime in the future when I get ready to do my fishing here again. So anyway, I appreciate everybody. Check these folks out. I'll put a link in the description. I'm going to throw a video up over here you might like. YouTube's going to throw one down here you might like. I'll catch you in one of those, or I'll catch you down the road.